Uh, I haven't seen any of this except for a little bit towards the end to see if you won or lost. You won, so I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt that this is a quote good game, keeping in mind that I can't really help you as much with a VOD review if you give me a great game because you make not nearly as many mistakes. You learn more from the mistakes that you make. So if you give me a horrible game, that will help you learn a lot more than what you would think if you were just winning 4-0. But you didn't win 4-0. It was a close game at least, so let's go ahead and look at this. And I also saw that there's a bonus clip over here. Now look at that. It looks like some crappy Clash clip where you just randomly died, probably to a drone, just looking at it simply. And I also looked at your where you are. You have played 300 games so far this season, which is a lot. Your MMR value is about 1400. Your uncertainty is 3.0, which means that your MMR, this MMR right here, is within 300 of it right here. This is how close the matchmaking thinks that you are. You're either all the way down in 1100, which I think would be copper 4. No, that'd be copper 5 for sure. Or you're all the way up to what would that be? Simple math, 1700, which would be in the bronze 3ish, and your highest MMR was 1900. So you're not even like your highest MMR isn't even within where the matchmaking says you should be. Technically, it's 1900, which is not far out, but it's far enough out there. That's one thing to keep in mind. Like you have played a lot this season, so the matchmaking is saying this is where you should be. Unless you go on like a super high win rate or win streak, then it's not going to change. But this is also a problem with Siege matchmaking. There's a lot of problems with it. But just from looking at it at the surface, it's telling me that you are making a lot of mistakes and you aren't learning from them. And at this ELO or MMR level, I should say, it's simply just staying alive and not making dumb plays. Like keeping whatever you're doing simple and straight to the point. A lot of people that play in this rank, they'll play anything, like, and they aren't going to play it effectively. I expect horrible Maestro placements or Maestro placements that you'll never look at again. I expect Mozzie to catch 3 drones and to not touch them. I expect Goyo to play shields that will maybe kill everyone. I expect Vigil to be off-site in the most random corner of the map, doing nothing for his team in terms of roaming and maybe getting 1 kill, and Doc to be either sitting in sight or he's a smurf that's playing Doc so he can get the extra health because he doesn't trust his teammates. So let's see how far this goes. And I can see that you actually get decent FPS down there even while you're recording, which is great. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to turn up my volume here because I can't hear it quite well. I would recommend leaving this wall unreinforced because then you can play back in piano stairs back here in this area, and you can open this up and you can stop them from planting like deep in the site, like directly behind this wall. It's deep into sight. That prevents the plant back there, and it allows you to peek in the room without having to funnel through the door right next to you. The amount of times that it has saved my team's life to where we have 2 people peeking at the same time from fairly close angles, but they can't kill 2 people at once if it's 1 person that we're peeking. So keeping that in mind while you're reinforcing. It's not a horrible idea. It's good to reinforce the 2 walls right next to it so that they can't just run into sight, but that one isn't quite necessary. And now we don't have enough reinforcements for this wall. Unless we ask politely. Did I just miss your last Maestro placement? I think I did.
Good job.
And it looks like that was a spawn peak. Okay, you don't have one there. You have one here. Where did you put it? Oh, you did put it right there. Not bad. won't really tell you anything apart from if someone's in bathroom. You can maybe tell the stall numbers, which one they're in, or which stall, far left, far right, middle. But it's not going to be too good, but it's not horrible, so I won't complain about that one. And we'll go ahead here. Yeah, Vigil's going to do the run out and garage. I can see him down there. There he goes, running. And he gets a kill.
Good job.
I don't know. Barbed wire going up. I got the bomb diffuser, but fuck that.
And you're turning up your volume too, so you can hear, which is good. One thing that you should do is have your volume up as much as you can. I don't know which audio setting you have. I think default is hi-fi or HD. I can't remember what the hell it is, but you want to change it to night mode. It basically muffles the sound of gunshots and it amplifies the sound of quiet sounds. So like a pin being pulled on a grenade, a C4 Velcro strip going off, breaching charges being placed on the other side of a wall, footsteps. You're gonna hear gun sounds regardless, so you might as well muffle those, because I can still hear, I can tell you if there's a jackal or a lion or whoever on the other side of the map, just from them missing the camera, or just me being off my cameras and listening. I can tell you who's on the enemy team just based on who shot the cameras.
I don't know who that was. I don't know how he didn't see me.
And position-wise, this isn't great. We're out in the middle of the open. They could send a drone in. Excuse me. Right behind you, there's a drone hole along this wall. Get a sneak peek of where you are. Break in downstairs somewhere random that no one is, but it looks like Doc's down there. And then I think Vigil's, I think he came back either behind you or is over by, where that be, hotel. So it's okay, but it's still very easy to die. And if you want to get the hell out of there, if you take a gunfight right here and you're starting to lose it, you have to drop down, which takes a lot of time, and then move over to the corner. You're very exposed for a long period of time. Oh no, Doc was up there. Yeah, they could just come downstairs, grocery store,
See the other one.
and just walk up and kill you.
The other one's outside garage.
Yeah, I got him.
remaining.
Kind of potato there, but I got him.
You got math? Oh, I was going for him.
Yeah.
I was going to the window and everything. Fuck.
My bad.
And
Oh well, it's alright.
we have no idea anything that's going on, and we're just gonna walk around. Ideally, what you should do is you just stay inside. It's a 4v1. They have someone that left on their team, so it should be even easier match for you guys. So 5v1, just sit inside.
That's okay.
There's no reason to go wandering around. This is how
Yeah, I would say so.
you end up losing a round
Somewhere
very
in there.
easily.
He's in garage. Let me pick him
Garage?
for you.
I hear him get on his drone.
He's droning out. He's got up. Oh, he jumped back out the window. Fuck. He's getting the camera. He's in the top window.
Kobe! Oh, I got his drone.
No, he's in the window.
Yeah, kind of worthless use of your impacts. It's not a bad idea to throw it at him to try and disorient his sound, but you heard him jump back out, so there's no reason to throw both of them. Nitpicky on my part.
Just gonna wait for him to jump in. Oh, I placed the claymore.
Keeping in mind the angle that you're holding right there, the only way you can kill him is
it's a bug.
as he is vaulting. Once he gets in, unless he hugs that wall, you're not going to kill him.
It's a dog on the outside.
It's to my right.
Yep, there you go. He vaulted in, you
Oh, that was so potato.
didn't have the reaction time for it.
I'm gonna watch it.
And then right when he got in, you couldn't see him anymore.
I just got bored. That was
He came back to the window.
yeah. I got bored, so I just started leaning back and forth.
I can't believe someone would still try that window. Like everyone was watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 4v5. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Alright. And we can look and see what operators you have unlocked. So Cav, Legion Band, okay. Oh, and we also have a Dokkaebi. Hey, the only one that's random here, and a Jackal Band. I don't understand people that do that still. But good operators that you have. It looks like you got a bundle which gave you the year 1 operator, so I assume you have Cav unlocked. Good job picking up Maestro. No idea if you have Legion, but he's a good one to have. So is Mira. For your next ones that you would unlock, Mira and Legion on defense are great, and then Vigil for roaming is also nice. And Goyo is looking pretty strong so far, so not a bad pick. Clash is kind of a wasted one, unless you have a team. She isn't that good. It's just the truth of it. It's for where you are in your MMR. If you're complaining about teammates being really trash and not being good, and then once in a blue moon you have good teammates, like I assume that I'm going to see in this game, then don't pick Clash ever. Like you shouldn't even have her unlocked. I only know in my 5 stack right now we have one person that plays Clash, and that is very niche that he will play Clash. Just because it doesn't always work. If they're bringing Gridlock, Nomad, Zofia, like the whole 9 yards to deal with her, there's no way that he's going to be able to do anything with it. And then on top of that, if you're playing solo without a team, then she's even worse. She's at her weakest point without a team and with all her counters, which all of her counters are played fairly often. And I would also recommend, since I could see this, use barbed wire. What the heck? Okay, there we go. Using barbed wire instead of an impact grenade, you already have the bailiff, which can be used to work the site how you want to. You don't need an impact grenade for that unless you're planning to impact trick thermite or hibana breach. There's no reason to have the impact grenades. Barbed wire is just better for utility. If anything, it wastes their time or it gives you a notification of someone pushing you. So. But it is also good to see that you run the ACOG on Maestro. One thing that I am noticing is that you're using a text chat a lot, which that's not a bad Maestro cam. I didn't even know you could put it on that TV. Gives you a nice view of the room. I'm waiting. I hope that you leave your Maestro cams pretty much untouched for a majority of the round and you never open them unless it's absolutely necessary to get like a thermite charge or something like that, because the more information the better. But what I was gonna say was, it looks like you guys aren't talking, you're more typing in chat. And good thing you stopped there, but you need to talk in chat. I'm waiting for the time when you try to kill someone, you die, and you don't call it out, you type it in chat, and they get another kill before you even finish typing it out. Because that will happen. And the reason why I say that now, start doing that now, is the higher you climb, the more often that's going to happen. And you're going to never climb without doing it. If you do that now, it'll win you more games than if you were to do it later down the road, 500 MMR above, or 1000 MMR above. We're going to sit in this position again. I can almost guarantee right now, from your past experiences, you've had Ash mains rush in here, Finka boosted Lion and everything, Blitz, rush in here, and this is where you kill them. This is apparently where you go on this map every single time. I don't agree with that, especially since last round they didn't do it. They got spawn peak, sure, but they were not rushing. They are very timid, as you can clearly see. And we didn't call it out. What if we just called out, "Hey, they're up on the outside balcony of the garage, Thermite and Monty." Then we could have someone go over the bathroom window over here. They can break it open, and they can kill either the Monty or the Thermite. Probably the Thermite, because the Monty would probably be hugging the wall or the window here. You can't really get the angle. The angle stops about right here, I want to say. So you could probably kill the Thermite, which is huge, killing a hard breacher. And if he has the ACOG, then it's even easier for him. And you have an ACOG, so you could even do it if you wanted to. But wasting the information by scanning on it is the worst thing that you can do. It's it's so bad that anytime someone scans if we're in anything but a 5-stack and the Randy starts scanning on the cameras, we immediately start yelling at him to stop scanning on the cameras. That is the one thing that our squad does not tolerate from randoms. Like we don't TK or anything like that. We just tell them stop scanning on the cameras. Tell us do not scan, because like what you just saw, you lost the information. You have no information on that, and we fell down, took 9 damage for no reason whatsoever, and doesn't look like we know what we're doing. We're just kind of wandering around.
Answer the window?
No. Don't believe so.
Also, it's good to keep in mind that this is also Outback, where defending rounds are won very, very easily. So the fact that you guys got defense first is pretty damn good.
Oh, I tried to shotgun him. The one is half.
That's a
One
bummer.
minute.
So we should look, see where he was. That was Ella. Looks like on the other side of the map.
Are you a Monty? I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of like, I can't wait for your attacks because I can already see never using a drone and just crouch walking around the map, because you could have checked garage cam. You could have checked to see if Mozzie has any cams. You could have had your cam set up in garage so you can see more of what's going on in here. You aren't checking any information at all. You're just face checking it. You're crouch walking around and crossing your fingers you catch someone off guard.
There's someone outside, yeah.
There is someone outside down there. The smart went off.
So they drop down,
Yeah, you might.
One's
Have to
coming
go
on
back
side.
inside.
It's Twitch.
and we know that they're
Can't
coming
really
from
know.
Bull.
Moz, you'll have to go back. You have
And
C4,
we're
right?
Yeah.
getting on our cam. Oh, she's not even in Bull. She's in Blue Room. And we're just gonna start tasing her.
I don't know what side he was on.
See? Did you hear what he said?
I don't know what side he was on.
What could we have told him? We could have said Twitch in blue, right side of shield. Right here. But we didn't. That, like, what I mean by making, like, even if you're in a team that isn't making any calls, like, all these people are just mute, you are the only one making call outs. If he knew that information, or rather him, not him, if he knew that information, he would have gotten the kill. He wouldn't have said thank you or done anything if he wasn't talking, but he would have gotten the kill because you told him where it was. Now all of a sudden it's a 3v3 instead of a 2v4. So even though, like, and you're just wasting away that doesn't really do anything. She can destroy it too, by the way, with her Twitch drone. I don't know why she didn't prior to this. She probably used all her tasers for something else, or just doesn't know that she can. And you, I was going to say something about this, but I forgot because of what happened there. But you got on your drone when you're right in front of this window. They could just look down and kill you right there. They could have busted open right there and killed you. They could have walked in the door back here and killed you. Like, this is a very unsafe position to get on your cams. It's not a bad thing to get on it for like a short period of time just to check to see what's going on and then immediately get off and then start going back to what you're doing. But you need to understand where is safe and where is not safe to get on your cams.
They're all pushing on the side. Someone's gone into a game room.
That reinforced wall messed that whole thing up from your.
They're all just roaming around side. They're trying to hunt you out. Watch out. Watch out. One is that's Monty. Is there one? Where's Monty?
User activated.
Nice. He's on ping.
Okay.
You have 10.
Yeah, fine.
It is a 1v1 with Monty, so keeping that in mind.
Nice.
Nice. Monty was kind
Yeah,
of
you gotta
stupid
start doing
there, so
something.
can't get the last guy.
I don't know where the last guy's at.
They didn't have information, so that was not too bad of a play on your part. If we go back here, I do have some things about how you're taking fights and stuff. If we look here, I can tell that you 300 games into ranked and you don't know lean right. Just lean. Like, I feel like you're from console or something because you aren't leaning at all. You aren't using that as an aspect to what you're doing. If you're thinking that if you lean, it'll mess up the recoil pattern, recoil pattern is always going to be in its diamond. Maestro is actually up and to the right, I believe. I want to say. I can't remember fully. It's been a while since I've had to full auto his gun. But always lean, and because that'll give you that just extra bit of peaking power. Because if we look at this,
Where's Monty?
User activated.
and like they just kind of ran into you, which is worthless, but it's still just it's better to lean. Just seeing this, it tells me that you aren't leaning. A good way to actually start leaning, go into a T-hunt and lean every time you're about to peek a doorway, window, angle, anything, lean left or right. And then whichever way you lean, you're going to instantly tell if that's right or wrong. And you're going to swap the way that you lean. You're going to be like, oh, wow, this looks, if you, like, say right here, you lean to the left, you're going to be like, okay, I can't see the window as much now. So I'm going to lean to the right. And that just ingrains in your brain which way to lean is the right way to lean without actually thinking about it. Like after 5 or 10 T-hunts, you're no longer going to think about it. You're just going to lean the right way. You're going to lean to the left when you're peeking like this. And if you're coming around from the other, like say this door was castle barricaded off, and you're peeking from this side, you're going to lean to the left so you get a better angle inside. And that's what I would recommend doing, is just do a T-hunt for that. And then
He's on ping. You have 10.
Yeah, fine.
this Monty is just stupid. I don't know, like Monty's job, if you ever play Monty and the diffuser's down, just sit on the diffuser. Like sit on a diffuser, especially if it's a 1v1 or a 1v2 like they had. Like you should not win in that scenario with a Monty. Like you just should not.
Alright, you gotta start doing something. I don't know where the last guy's at.
They say they don't, and what did I say? I even called it. This is great. If we look
I don't know where
right there, $20 says that Mozzie drone jumped through the door, got caught, and then he did nothing with it. I'm just saying, I called that already. You just don't touch it for whatever reason.
You tried.
All friendlies were eliminated.
But you did pretty good for the shitty situation that you had at hand. I don't know why the thermite was so far back from the mirror window, but it was. Ooh, did I see that you had Goyo unlocked? Yeah, you did have Goyo unlocked. Good. Goyo's good. Gets two of the most powerful primaries on defense in their own respects, and it's a 2-speed. One thing that I kind of don't like is there's no plan, it seems like. You kind of have one formulated out in your head that you know what you want to do, and that's that. But if it interferes with what your teammates are doing, it almost seems like you don't care and you just continue doing whatever you want. Like, yes, you guys should all be on the same page. Yes, you should coordinate with your team, but in the event that your team is just not talking like what yours is and they're just doing their own thing, sometimes you have to adjust your how you're playing. One good thing that's actually happening, I will say, is this alibi is opening up this wall. So put a maestro cam on the back wall of A here. That way you can see all of this site and what is that, like almost 3/4 of the other site? That's like 2/3 actually. 2/3 of the other site of offices. Then you don't have to have that problem that you ran into last match or last round where you didn't know where the last guy was. Oops. Let's see what you do. Run around. It looks like, yeah, we're gonna put the same maestro cam up, which is a good maestro cam. Lets you know if they're pushing from games. And we gotta put the same one up in blue. Keeping in mind, I will say that they brought a Twitch. Twitch could easily just destroy that. Whereas if you went here, if you put it on like the back wall, like right in this corner here, she can't get through this shield, and he's probably gonna put another shield over in blue. So that means the only way she has in is the office entrance way over there, and then she has to go through all the site to get to this maestro cam. Whereas when you put it on this wall, she can just destroy it, like super easily. 2 tasers and it's destroyed, which is really valuable for 2 tasers that she has.
Be advised, the bomb location has been compromised. 10 seconds left.
And then we're gonna go right back up to the table and we're gonna wait for someone to come in. No, we're not going to the table this time. Oh, we're gonna go to this table.
So it's only one side now.
It's the fucking meme shoddy. That thing has, I want to say 90 rounds plus 30 in the mag, so you can remake sight however you desire, essentially, is what that gun is for. I wouldn't recommend running it on Maestro. I'd recommend it on Alibi, as she can close the distance a lot easier than Maestro. But I also don't recommend running it ever, because it's only if you're like winning and it's just for meme value, I guess. But yeah,
Yo,
that's basically what that
shotgun
gun is.
legendary. Like,
I hear them breaking stuff.
Good job on getting the drone. So now we know that they shot all of the outside cameras. We're in a very exposed spot too. There's a Twitch drone, so we know that they have a Twitch again. Are we gonna tell our team? Okay, so for one, this is piano stairs. Well, this is just piano, this entire area, and then this is box, behind box. But piano is this area right here, so this is not dorms. Piano. I don't want to spell piano. And we're not saying it in team chat. You have a decent computer. I know you probably have a decent headset. I don't know if you have a good mic or not. I don't have a good mic, and my mic is in my headset, and it's not like one that extends down. It's literally inside the actual fucking headset. So I know my mic is crappy, but it still works. I'm still able to talk to people. I hate talking to people and I hate random people, but I still do it. I make callouts and that's all that I make. I don't make chit chat or anything unless we're having a grand old time, and that's what you can do. So calling out a Twitch drone, not really. Where it is isn't really good. Saying where the drone is isn't really good. Just saying they have a Twitch. That's good. That's good. That's good. But saying where they are doesn't really help your team. Near game room, like that again, that doesn't really tell you much at all. And he just gets a pick.
Monty's still outside here.
I would also recommend, I can see that you have the laser sight on here. Take off the laser sight. Especially with the new update. If you, this only has 4 pellets in it, so if you throw a pellet here, let's say there, there's a stud here, there, and there. See how this one would actually miss it? It's actually going to destroy this stud. So with the new destruction system, it'll actually open up a hole that's bigger than what it would be before. And the laser sight just limits how much of a spread you can get on it. It doesn't actually limit it on this weapon that much, because even without the laser sight, you still have the same recoil cone, or not recoil cone, hipfire cone. But the laser sight on it really isn't useful for this gun. Especially even if you want to kill someone, you want to use it as a killing weapon. And it looks like you're gonna go and get that Twitch drone yourself.
Oh, again with Twitch.
You don't trust your teammates and you're gonna go and kill it yourself.
I got Monty though.
Get Twitch. She's in that same room she was last time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Maestro. Ash.
She's on her drone right now, or someone is.
That's left.
One op
To your
4
right.
remaining.
They're to your right.
Op
job.
4
What?
eliminated.
Did I hear that right? Let me hear this. Go
Ash,
back
Twitch.
there.
She's in that same room she was last time.
Ah, I heard it through the doors. It's on the right side, but it was in game rooms, it seems like, going through there. Or it was the window is where it was. So, did she actually go through the window? Let's actually go forward and see here.
Op
job.
4
She got
eliminated.
destroyed by Goyo shield. Bleh. Yeah, she got in through the window. So I heard her through the window in bathroom. That's the one crappy thing about... I don't know what that is. Crappy thing about sound. What is that actually? You were watching... I see you were watching YouTube videos in between. I see. Also, I should say now, the cav ban, where you are right now, is okay. Like, honest to God, that is okay. I'm not gonna say that's a wasted ban, being in copper. You aren't communicating, so if you get downed, you're gonna be typing interrogation while they're living through it. So that's okay. You should still talk. But once you get into higher MMRs, that is not gonna be okay. No. She is countered by simply talking. That's it. If you talk and communicate with your team, you will counter her. Using her as a ban in any MMR above, I would say, mid-silver is a wasted ban. It's honest to God a wasted ban. Unless you're in a 5-second, you just don't want to deal with anything and you guys aren't playing as seriously. Or if you really don't trust your teammates because you played with them last round, or last match, I should say, then I would.
Drone has located
But other than
bomb.
that, I would not waste it on it. Oh my goodness, I just have the hiccups. Alright, so we know where they are. So what do we do with our drone? We take it, we turn it around, and we get the hell out of there. We take it to our spawn, or we put it in a space where we're going to come in at. And we're just going to walk into objective. I already know where they are. So,
Everyone, save your drone.
why, like,
Yep.
he even said it too.
Everyone, save your drone.
Yep.
5 seconds.
He said, like, I love this. He said save your drone, but all of them were taken out. The last one was Sophia, and she just still went into objective. You guys have 5 less drones now on your attack. You start with 10, and now you only have 5. So if you struggle on attack now, part of the reason is because you guys just wasted your drones like that. If I don't see you use your drone anyway, then that's a problem in and of itself. But there you go. Also, good thing to note, one thing that you could tell your team, hey, they left this sidewall unreinforced. We have an Ash, and we have a Sophia. Let's break open this door over on piano stairs, Ash charge this wall, and just bum rush into sight. What are they going to do? We can flash the person, or Sophia charge the person that's playing piano, and we can just rush in. And we can take it. Like, formulate a plan while you're in the prep phase. Figure out what you guys want to do before you actually go and do it. If you just have 5 random people walking in and dying at one after the other, then what's the point? Here, I thought of this plan within 2 seconds. Just think of what you're gonna do. So yeah, let's continue to see what happens.
5 seconds before
They're bringing wardens, so that's a fun thing. You know that that's a wasted pick right there, so that's nice. Did you pick where you're going? No, you did not. You look like you're going to pick camping and you didn't. Never, I'm gonna say this right now, never random pick your spawn. You're using a sledge shotgun, which I don't approve of, but you're in this low MMR, it doesn't super matter. But never random spawn, because say you're on bank, if they say that they're spawn peeking front entrance, do you know if you're gonna spawn? Because here's a bank, let's say. Here's one spawn, that's parking lot, this is jewelry front, and you have back alley. You don't know if you're gonna have to deal with that spawn peek, or if you're gonna have to not deal with that spawn peek. Because if you 2/3, 66% chance you're gonna have to deal with that, and you could possibly just die because you didn't look for it, or you're safe 1/3 of the time. Think about where you're gonna go and prepare for it. If you have any frustrations with spawn peeking, it's because you aren't looking for it. I never get angry with spawn peeks at this point where I'm at after 2,500 hours in this game, because I know where all of them are. If I get killed to one, it's either a new map where I didn't know it was, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I know where to look for that now. Or I didn't look for it, and I'm like, well, fuck me, I didn't look for it. That's my fault. See, now we're opening this up. I wouldn't open up right next to you. Oh, we are using our drone, so now we know. We could call out where Valk is. And 2 people are dead already. Sophia died. Where'd she die at? See, this is the thing, you're not looking for where they die at. Sophia's all the way over in garage. She died. So she died trying to go through garage. So we know Bandit's near garage. Valk left Bull going into game rooms. We know she's in game room, so be beneficial to tell our Maverick, hey, Valk's in game room, and she barricaded it off, so you don't really have to worry about her. But Bandit just killed Sophia all the way over in garage, so be wary of where he could come, because he can come from 3 different ways from over here and peek him 3 different ways, or he can come up from behind him on the stairs here and kill him from there. So letting our Maverick know that he's safe and he's not at the same time. Wait, what did he say?
Come on!
And he said 5 health, so that doesn't tell us anything. Where is he? If you're gonna make callouts, and once you start using your mic, don't make callouts like that. Don't say what his health is. Say where they are. Where they are is more important than how much health that they have. Every time, because you should be aiming for head level anyway. Everyone in this game should be a one-shot. Unless you're playing Legion, in which case it can actually matter, because then you know you don't have to peek at all.
Where was that bank?
See, this guy is smart. He's asking where the bandit was. But, what is this, 30 seconds after he killed the Zofia? 20 seconds or so? That information is minimal
Where was
now.
that bank?
Vodka Frost set up on site.
He never answered. Also, he's right below you guys. You know where he is now.
Charge your drone.
I really hope we don't try pizzas, because we did hear about throw her camera before she barricaded herself off in there. So we know that there's a camera in Shark or Bull that we just don't know about. We aren't paying any attention to. And we got spotted, so we know there's a camera there. It looks like we're trying to move around for some reason. Yep, there's Bandit.
You must
Plans
recover the
me.
diffuser.
And he came up.
One friendly.
Because remember when I said, if we go all the way back, right here.
Where was that band?
Did you hear that? Out of your left ear. If you couldn't hear it, watch back again. Out of your left ear. It's very, very obvious. It can't be him because he's crouching. It's someone that is standing up and they moved and they either crouched down or they stopped moving all of a sudden. So, oops, not that. What the heck? So I'll go back again
Vodka Frost set up on site.
and listen through your left ear. Right there. You hear it? There's someone running around down there. There's a 3-speed. There's only one 3-speed, so it's Bandit. So we know where Bandit is, but we didn't know because we didn't listen.
Charge your drone.
Go ahead here. Look where he killed us from.
You must
Plans
recover
me.
the diffuser. One friendly operator remaining.
And they had a camera in there to tell us exactly where he was.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
I'm sad.
Yeah, they knew that the Maverick was still there. I don't even know if he fired a shot or not. They knew he was still there because of the Vault cam. They saw both of you enter in there and they're like, okay, so he's there. We don't know where he is, but he is there.
Alright,
Where
no
the
more
sledge was. And what did this guy say?
Alright, no more throwing.
Did he say no more trying?
Alright, no more throwing.
Now we're trying. Okay, okay. So now you guys are gonna try. Let's see how it goes. And since I got a sneak peek, I know you win one of these and then lose another. But you see how, I should point out, do you see how like easy it is for defenders on this map to win without having to really try that much? That Bandit didn't have to do anything to get that. Granted, you made a lot of mistakes. You allowed the Vault cam to stay up, which killed you in the long run. You didn't notify your team that the Bandit was roaming near you, and you knew that he was there. We also knew that he killed Sophia. Excuse me. He killed Sophia near a garage, so we already knew he was in that area. So him rotating up behind us is a very big possibility, and one that can be foreseen very easily. Also, I should point out that when we were rotating through party and then into office, we weren't paying attention as to what was in front of us at all. He could have been literally right in front of us in the door frame, and we just didn't pay attention to any of that. So if he had killed us there, it wouldn't have been, oh, he's in a random spot. That's stupid. I died to some idiot. It would have been, oh, I'm stupid. I didn't drone him out, and I didn't pay attention to where people died. And it didn't help that the Zofia didn't say anything. But I already came up with an idea of where he possibly was, and I even predicted that he was going to come up from behind you guys. And then it was just reinforced by hearing him through your screen. So it's not rocket science. It's just thinking about what's going to happen. But the plan again, like I thought that your Ash was actually going to do what I thought that what I said, and then that just didn't happen. It just flat out did not happen. It would have been better to have more coordination with you guys to do that. I still would like to see the assault rifle with Sledge. That's again being nitpicky. I think last round I said, doesn't really matter, but how did that help you in that last round? Not at all. If you're playing Sledge with the shotgun, you should be bum rushing your butt in there because that shotgun is great for close quarters engagements, and so is your machine pistol since you're running it, your SMG-11. But if you're not going to do that and you're going to play more passively and more methodically, then an assault rifle is your pick. And it is honestly like one of my favorite guns in the game. So let's see what we do. Do we keep our drone or do we throw it to the masses again?
Advise your drone has located a bomb.
So we know where they are. They're in an office party. And we know that they have a Bandit or a Jaeger.
Some garage have frost packs.
And we know... No?
To go.
And Frost again. So, if this is the one thing I should also state, this is when predicting what your enemy is going to do really comes in handy. I wasn't really keeping track of it when you guys were defending, but now that you guys are attacking, and you really want to win because it's 2-2, they're on defense now for Outback, you really want to win this. So, you can already infer that this is going to be Bandit. If you already know what they're going to bring, start bringing stuff to counter it. You actually kind of are, because you're bringing stuff that Warden can't really deal with, which is grenades. And so Zofia is bringing her flashes, or quote flashes, her concussion mines, which can deal with that. And you're bringing a Maverick, which makes it easier to stop the Bandit from bandit tricking. This is a more bandit tricking heavy map overall. It'd make more sense, but it's still good to have them. It allows you to get through reinforcements or break the bandit charges at the very least, because you don't have to worry about a Kaid having an electric claw that's all the way up on the ceiling or something. Then you have to try and shoot that. So you guys are bringing counter picks to it, but you should also be thinking about to yourself in the future, like, what are they going to pick? What are they going to do? You're at the MMR level where everyone picks the same thing every single round, no matter what. They never counter pick unless they really, really want to win and they have someone on their team that has somewhat good game sense, and they say, okay, bring like a gridlock or a nomad because the enemy team is bringing clash. Like, that is very rare to happen. Everyone just plays what they're comfortable with. Frost is comfortable on Frost. Warden is probably getting comfortable on Warden, comfortable on Val, comfortable on Bandit. So bring what you need to counter them. You guys are already doing that, but this is what you guys are comfortable on. Why do I know that? You guys are bringing the same stuff every single round. Every single defending round, you brought the same defending operators. And I'm pretty sure every single attacking round, they brought the same attackers. Which I did point out, I guess, with the Twitch. You know that they're going to bring a Twitch again, but she wasn't using her Twitch drone effectively. And I know that your drone was in garage, and you know that no one's spawn peeking behind you, but you should always be prepared for that, and you should never drone right there. That is like the easiest place to get peeked from, because what if here go? What if they're going through the window in vending machine hallway? Then all of a sudden they come out, they get a lucky kill onto your Ash, and you don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden you're sitting there on your drone, and they get another pick. So now you're 2v, that'd be 3v4 right off the bat. You did keep your drone, which is good though. I will commend you for that. Good job. It looked like you were just trying to see if there was anyone upstairs or not. Why would we throw out this drone?
Bandit's bottom of grab.
We know the bandit's there, so we should talk in chat. This is where talking in chat. If I were to see your icon right here, that'd be a lot easier, because you're gonna be able to type and strafe this bandit at the same time. No, but you're trying to ping him. But if you keep doing that and you're trying to give your teammates live information, he's gonna destroy your drone eventually. So this is where talking game helps. And there you go. You lost one drone. And I might add that you threw your drone in there for no reason whatsoever. You already had a drone in there, in garage. Like, it was like, what was that, like 5-10 meters away from that other one that you just threw in? Like, there's no reason for that. You wasted a drone by putting it out on the board and allowing them to destroy it.
Drone activated.
I don't know about you, but I saw 4 different ways that they could have killed you right there. 5, actually. They could kill you from this window. They could jump out that window and kill you. They could kill you from that window. They can jump out here and kill you. And there's a door right over here that they can jump out and kill you from. Once you go up against people that know these spots and run out spots, and there's a live camera on the board, you are dead. You are gone. Think about what you're doing before you do it. Eventually, you're just going to do something, and it's just going to be the right thing to do, and now Bandit is gone. Why would Bandit be there? Like, think about it. If he was, go back, he was standing in front of a soft wall in the most open area in this entire map. He knows that there's a sledge probably on the board because you brought it last time. He was pinged here in front of a soft wall, so why would he still be in this area? Granted, people do stupid shit all the time, but this is, again, thinking about what you're doing. Why, like, you're droning something that's almost worthless. You simply droning him out, pinging him like that, scares him away. High-level player, they aren't going to stay here anymore. You kidding me? Even if the drone sees them at my level, if a drone sees me, I'm out. I'm not staying there. Even if they don't ping me, because they know where I am, because they have the map knowledge to kill me. So think about what you're doing. I would recommend droning out somewhere else as a point of entry versus here, because if you break open the sledge door, you have, here, let's see, you have this entire angle to worry about, that entire angle to worry about. You have the door. They could be in the back corner here because you didn't drone that out. They could be over by the stairs, behind them, or on them. You don't really know. Let's see how much you drone out, but I really hope you don't come in here. Even if you drone it out, I hope you don't break through that garage door, because that's kind of suicide.
There's a welcome mat dash. Watch out.
I see you got Bandit upstairs, but
No, I didn't.
that doesn't tell them. You guys already spotted all of the people. You know who's on the team, so tell them that it's Bandit that's sitting there. That can 100% decide whether or not they should take the engagement, because since this is Ash, if this was a Warden sitting here, do you think she's going to waste her flashes on Warden? I wouldn't. He's the only person in this game that you should not waste flashes on. So tell them who it is, because pinging them doesn't tell them anything.
I got it.
Because now, if she walks in, see right there, if she had walked in on that, she would have pre-fired the ping that you had, and then all of a sudden the ping jumps over to behind, and she's just like, oh, he's farther in, and then he walks forward, and then all of a sudden she's farther ahead than what she compensated for, and she could just die unless she pre-fires that entire angle. Not to mention that she's got all of back behind here. You have a big window and then the door right next to it, and then you also have the entire other side of the garage where someone could just jump up from and kill her, and below garage too. There's so many things that could just kill her, where pinging her, that guy doesn't really tell him. Now it'd be useful to say, hey, Bandit left. No, now he's back. Oh, look at that. Someone probably peeked over from the other side of garage. So if she had pushed in, she could have died easily. Good thing she didn't, though. She's a smarter player. So now we should tell him where Bandit is. Not ping him, tell her. And we ping it. And we're pinging it. And we're gonna ping it again. Are we? You said that you keep getting people that are stupid, and you keep going up against teammates that, or you get teammates that are completely worthless almost, and you go against teams that are either Smurfs or they're really, really good for your level or good enough to beat you for your level, and you always get levers. Well, I'm seeing a lever on their team. You possibly have a Smurf on your team. It's either going to be the Ash or I think it's the Zofia, whoever the R2 guy is. He seems pretty good. I haven't seen his movement, but he actually spawn peeked and won that fight. So right now it seems like everything is in your favor, and you're still playing like crap. If you're playing like this in any other situation, you would be losing, and that's why you're losing. It's not because of all the other stuff that's happening. It's because you aren't playing as well as you could be. And we lost our last drone. We've lost all of our drones to just trying to find this man. And we finally get the kill.
One's lit.
Good idea to grenade up that. If you didn't know too, you can probably see this now after rewatching this, but this entire area here is open. So it makes it really easy for anyone with nades, flashes, anything to throw it above. You didn't have to throw it through here. Good thing that you're thinking about that. But also, if you ever end up playing Valkyrie, a good camp spot is like right on this vent here, on the side here, or all the way up on the crest here. It's going to be easier if they see it on the crest. Or you can put it in the far corner on the side here, or on this side, whichever one. But then you can see the entirety of this room, offices, and garage, like all of it, which is nice. And we hit someone. That doesn't tell us anything though. Like, it's I can't say that it doesn't tell you anything. If anything, that should tell you where they are. You threw your nade on this half of the objective, so you should say they're playing in by desk in office, back of office is what I call it. Because I don't know why that's back of office. That's just, it seems like the back of office, don't you think? But that's tells you where they're playing. It doesn't tell you their HP. It tells you information as to where they are. They could either be at the door, granted, or they could be huddled up in this desk. They could be literally right in this corner here. But tell them where they are. If you hit someone with a frag, they have no idea what's going on. You're the only one with frags, granted, but they have no idea what's happening. And you took some team damage there because you weren't paying attention and they almost died to that. Oh, yeah, that's Ash is definitely not a Smurf because she has a extended barrel on the R4C. If anyone, by the way, if anyone is ever using an extended barrel, they are not a Smurf unless it's on Pulse or Mozzie. And Frost, because that's the only attachment she can have. Those are the only guns that it's really useful on. Every other gun in the game, it is near worthless. It's weird how grenades work in that way. That does happen. I don't know what it is. I think it's just that you could have just impaired their vision because you get hit markers if you affect the player in any way, shape, or form with a grenade. Whether that be you impair their sound because they're just close enough to get impaired by the blast radius, so they get the tinnitus sound in their ringing ears, so they get the ringing in their ears, I should say. Or you got maybe 1 or 2 HP. You don't get assists for that. I don't think anyway. I should test that. But even with hit markers, you might not get it. And as you could see, you didn't destroy any gadgets because even though you got hit markers, you didn't get any points. So what did you do? You had to hit someone, but you didn't get an assist. It's just weird like that. Yeah, I will agree with you on there. Like, you guys did not rush. You picked off 2 people and then you just closed it on site. That seems like a rush to them because they're getting closed in by 5 different people all at once. So it is a rush to them because everything's happening at once. But and you can still rush site within the last 30 seconds. Like, a rush is just getting in there fast. Oh my gosh, I have horrible hiccups. But you droned, but you were the only one that was droning, really. Ash kind of did, but you mainly did it. And I almost guarantee she got more of her information from herself than what she did from you pinging. I can almost guarantee it. So now I know that you lose this next one, though. So that'll be fun. I mean, yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, this guy, you say that you guys just ran in afterwards. Like, you guys did a run. I shouldn't say a run, but you worked pretty damn fast after you killed the bandit. And the Frost was already off the board for a while. The bandit, that's, I don't know what you mean by blame him for that. He probably did, not gonna lie, or is very, very obvious to their team. One thing that I will say, don't try and pin their team losing, especially in something like that. It was a 5v2. If you guys lost that due to Bandit calling out where you were pushing from, I highly, highly doubt that. Severely doubt that that would happen. So one call isn't going to make or break a round like that. The only time that a call like that would make or break a round is if it's 15 seconds in, you say they're rushing from dorms or they're rushing from piano door. Like something like that where you see the kill cam, where you die to like within the first few seconds, you're like, oh, I died over here, and then you watch the kill cam, you're like, okay, there's 4 of them there. They are rushing from here. So that can give you your team enough time to figure out what to do and reorient themselves. And again, you can still rush even after half the round has gone by.
Same side.
We got a rook this time.
Rook and Amazi.
Mozzie.
Aussie.
Last one's Mozzie.
So we got 2 people that switched. Mozzie for a rook for a frost and a Mozzie from a warden. So 2 people are still the same. We still brought the same stuff. Oh, we brought the cancer squad. I will say, I don't know if you intended to do this or not. I think it was a random pick for you to get the blitz, but play blitz with Finka. Any shield with Finka. Because of that, if you didn't know this, she makes your ADS time go from 25. I cannot type on this thing. That's 25%, by the way. She decreases your ADS time by 25%, which 25% of 0.6 should be about, what is that? 0.1, 0.25. So it almost null and voids the recent nerf that he had, which isn't bad. So keep that in mind when you're doing this,
No frost mats.
10 seconds before insertion.
especially if you are the one playing Finka. Finka
They not have
boosting
a frost stun.
as they're actually pushing in can really help.
You've located a bomb.
And I can tell that this rush is not going to go too well. So let's see what happens here. And someone ran
You
out.
guys got ran out.
Where did he run out from, though? Oh. Oh, you barely saw him, but I will give you that. That probably would have killed me too, just because I wouldn't think that he would do that. Yeah, that's a brain dead play right there. But still should have been prepared for it. We heard the window breaking. We should have thought about it. Another added bonus is that it's Mozzie using the commando gun, which is the same sound as Maverick's M4. So it sounds exactly the same, which is, I hate that about the gun. So you never know which one is which. You're gonna die to
You
that.
guys got ran out.
And you say, what?
He's running. He's
Nice luck, I guess. Eh. And then the other guy says, so gay. I mean, you guys should have been prepared for that. The Blackbeard, if anyone, should have killed him. He was the one more prepared in the right situation to do it. You were in the middle of an animation, so you really couldn't do anything about it. You could have listened better for the barricade breaking. I heard it, but I didn't think anything of it because I never thought he'd mad lad out. But those are the things that you have to be prepared for. Now, when you go up and repel there, I'm guessing you're always going to think about someone breaking out there, and you're probably going to repel way farther down over here, so you don't have to worry about that. You should also keep in mind that if you do that, it's easier for them to see you outside of this window. So keeping that in mind also. But the what's his face? The Blackberry should have been able to kill him. So that's kind of on him. This is one of those very, very few times where your teammate didn't save you, but you still could have done something to prevent that. Just saying. And then you said nice luck. That's not luck. That's literally just he made a calculated guess as to what was happening. I'm guessing you didn't shoot the camera that's way on the other side here, so he could have been watching that. So you guys walking over thought to himself, okay, they're probably going to repel up right here, right where I'm at. So if I jump out now, I can have to jump on them and kill them. Always assume that they're doing something with a purpose, because if you assume that everything that someone does is lucky, then you're never going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to, if all honesty, you're going to think, okay, that's never going to happen to me again. I never have to worry about that. That's something that is totally out of the realm of possibilities from ever happening again. And the second it happens again, you're going to say it was luck, and that was it. You cannot think that that was pure luck. Sometimes it will be luck, but you cannot think like that. There's always something that you can do to prevent yourself from dying.
He's still waiting. You see that? You see that in the corner. Corner.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Ah, I tried the
Yeah,
knife.
in the corner.
I was trying to knife him. I ran out of ammo.
Excuse me.
Oh, diffusers there.
It seems like this is just going to be an unfortunate round. Good throw. I hope with all my heart that you don't think your teammates threw that, because you threw that as well. You are as much in that boat as they are. And what's better is you're now demoralizing your team. Right? Demoralizing? Is that the right word? I think that's the word. I made it up if it isn't right now. You're taking the team morale and just throwing it into the ground. That's not a good thing to do. I don't know if you're one of those people that will start trash talking enemy teams, but if I were you, if you do that, stop doing that, because their morale is really, really high right now. Really, really high. They've gotten this far with a 4v5. That is huge, in all honesty. They should not be getting this far. So the second that one teammate, if you were that teammate, I'm not saying that you do this, but if you do, stop doing this. If you start trash talking their team, that's just going to boost their morale. They're going to want to win and throw you in the dirt even harder. Someone did that on my team. What was that? That was a skyscraper game. I think I still have some clips from that game because I got an ace on one of them. But we went from a 3-0 to a 4-4 overtime and almost lost it, even though it was a 4v5, because one teammate, the one random on our team, kept trash talking them. I went into voice chat and told them, this is one of the few times that I yell at randoms and said, stop trash talking them. If you weren't trash talking them, we could probably be done by now. Like, you need to think about what you're doing. Saying that doesn't help your team whatsoever. It's the psychological part of Siege that you have to think about. So we should go on that drone. We have a drone sitting and watching that bandit. We should just go on it and give him callouts. Not scan, mind you. Just go on it and let him know if there's anyone, if he moves at all, or where he is exactly. I hate this. I just noticed this. She has 3 charges left. But trying to make it easier for our team. Also, since that drone is all the way over by, big window to office, we can just tell them if there's anyone behind them via sound cues. So we can tell them if there's anyone watching that window, because if there is, then that limits what she can do, and she might have to actually go to the other side and try and kill him from the other window, which is what she should have been doing all along. She should have actually, once she saw that, she should have repelled up and gone to the other window, because she has enough time. She's got plenty of time to do that. So let's see what she does. Think of boost.
The diffuser is
Oh.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
I go back. No, I know. I was say we might be able to see if that rook was there. We might have been able to hear him. Funny story. That's the same Frost, and that's the same Frost that Ash killed the last round. That was directly across the way. So she's playing in the same spot. This is the idea of reading into your enemies. Keep track of who this rook is, and next time you defend, if they defend in here, you know where he's playing. You just know. Bandit has played the same Raptor the entire time. You know where he's going to play. Think about that. If no one's playing on this entire half of the map, this entire half of the map is cut off. They are not touching it. So enter in over here in dorms or down below on I can't remember what that is. Jungle stairs. I want to say. But enter in through a different place. That way, you know you're safe. They're playing the same way every single time because they think it works. And it just worked for him. So he's always going to do that. He's going to do that again.
He's still there.
This is super potent. The idea of playing in the same spot every single round is more potent in the lower ranks than it is in the higher ranks. Higher ranks, once I do one strategy and it works for me, I stop doing it. Like, I just stop because they're gonna know that I do that and they're gonna stop me from doing it.
Yeah, we're defending and we're good at that.
So use that to your advantage when you're in this MMR, where they won't change. You can kill them the same way 3 rounds in a row, and they might change in the 3rd round. Here, what did they say?
No, let's go second floor. Let's go second floor. I misclicked.
Oh, did you do the thing that I think you did?
No,
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Never touch this button. The only time that I ever excuse pushing this button is Matt on my team, who puts no vote so that he can pick the operators that he wants that aren't banned. Well, I don't know why I underlined them. Picks the operators that he wants, and then he goes back to locations, and then he picks it. So don't do this unless your plan is to do what my friend Matt does, and he goes back to pick it. Because you recognize that they wanted to go a site that you did not necessarily agree with. And this guy, I don't know which one it is up here, but he says it here. He said it was a misclick. You'll notice this a lot. If someone just picks a random site and then goes to pick their operator because they want to pick their operator, then all of a sudden everyone's picking that site. This is like one of the worst sites to defend on this map, just because it's so easy to attack it from the side door here. You can just blow thermite the wall there and you get a free look into site. So think about that and consider that, and just say, like, if you simply say, hey, can we go to a different site than what we picked, then people will change. And as you saw, this guy said, no, don't do that, go second floor, any of the second floor ones. And what do you know? Everyone decided to go back and change.
No, let's go second floor. Let's go second floor. I misclicked. Sorry.
I'm saying this now, if you keep on no vote, it stays 2-2, and you go to a different site than what was on there in higher ranks, that will be a win or lose for your team, hands down. I see you considering it. I hope you don't. And you did. So unless you're going to spawn peek, I recommend not doing this. That's not even like an understatement. He is the best spawn peeker in the game because he has 500 HP before you actually can headshot him, and most of the spawn peeks in this game, you can only headshot people. So you have to shoot through 5 people, your entire team, before they can actually kill you. If you don't play him like that, then it's almost worthless because it's very, very easy to deal with you and to flush you out, with Capital being a thing, any kind of nade being a thing, Zofia charges, like anything that can distort your vision or impair your vision, and then you can push in on you. Considering that, it looks like you're kind of doing this for meme value, and I almost guarantee you were watching a YouTube video in between the actual rounds here, so I don't know why you're doing that. It seems like you care about climbing, but you don't care enough to pay attention to what you're doing. And since I saw ahead, I know you win this round.
Secure the area.
And where are we? And we got second floor for our site. Again, I'll repeat what I said before. If you get those shittier site, that can decide games. Say on bank, you have basement, you have archives, tellers, and open area kitchen, and CEO and meeting, I think that room is called. I can't remember. But if you go and say you have half the team is picking basement and the other half is picking open area just from a misclick. It wasn't even intentional, and you pick no vote and you get into open area kitchen. If you guys aren't prepared for that, you're screwed. Like, you're just honestly screwed. There's nothing that you can do to change that, and now you have to defend the shittier site for no reason whatsoever.
Armor.
Setting trauma pack here.
We're just kind of wandering around. We got the shield so we can spawn peek in a place that we can be more exposed
Can you
to.
put one like right here? No, pass it, pass it. Pass it, put one right there.
4 has located a
Put one
bomb.
right there.
Be ready for assault.
Castle, you should get the door, not the window. Because the window they have to hop in.
Yeah, take down the one on the window and get
Be
that door.
advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you are gonna spawn peek with it. That's good.
5 seconds to count.
Not the best spawn peek spot, because if they see it all the way on the side here, they're probably gonna aim for your head, so this little shield right here will block it. But if they know that it's a Tachanka, they droned it out prior to it, they see you set this up, they're gonna aim at your butt, and then you're dead. Can think about that while you're doing the spawn peek, but you are doing what I suggested to do, which is he's the best spawn peeker, so you might as well spawn peek with him. A better one to do would be up in bathroom window, way up on the side there. That way it's just your head that's exposed. You can hear if someone's going to come in through dorms windows, and they can't kill you, I don't think. No, they can kill you actually as you're trying to spawn peek, so keeping that in mind as you're doing it. But yeah, you're at least spawn peeking with it.
Need reinforcements on A.
We hear someone. They're coming. Nice.
Are you spawn peeking with Tachanka?
And it worked.
And now we're gonna die because they're prone underneath the, I think it's a semi truck, the cart, and they can just shoot you without you doing anything.
Oh, this is toxic.
I mean, you're right. I don't understand. Like, he said that was toxic. Like, that isn't, in my opinion, that isn't toxic whatsoever. It's not even BM at this point. Like, this is a viable strategy that you can use at any rank. Like, it's not used in Pro League because you can do so much more utility without a Tachanka and still get the same effect, or even a better effect, rather. But at any rank ladder, you can spawn peek with Tachanka and be perfectly fine. As long as you kill 1 or 2 people, then it is worth it. It is completely worth it. And you killed 1 person, so congratulations, you made it worth it.
There's no more out.
I got diffuser, but I can't. It's like
Op 4, last operator standing.
Kind of a crappy place for you to sit in. That isn't dorms, that's piano. So they could overextend and go past piano, like run up piano, and then all of a sudden they die to someone sitting at the top of piano stairs, and they're like, what the hell? You said it was in dorms. And Rook looks like he's over by there. Yep. I don't know if he was in dorms or laundry. And in laundry door. But you made a call out. If he didn't hear her shoot this camera right here, and he was in here, like he had his headset on backwards, I don't know, he would have believed you, looked behind him, and all of a sudden he could die. And then you killed your teammate. Congratulations. It didn't happen this time, good job. And now there's another person that left. So they're making it easier and easier for you. I would also, to be nitpicky, I guess, if we go back here, you were just staring straight ahead with like the worst possible weapon, the silenced sausage. You're not, which is dubbed the pillow gun by a Russian badger, which it actually is. You have to slap people with it 20 times before they die. If she peeks you at any of these distances, the ones that you're looking at, she's gonna kill you. She could come around right here and get the angle on you, and she could shoot your feet, and you wouldn't be able to shoot back at her, and she could kill you. So I would recommend hightailing it out as fast as you can, pulling out your pistol, going faster, getting out of there, and then you get on your drone right here, which is kind of a bad thing.
I got
But
diffuser, but I can't. It's like
Op 4,
Guess what he did? He peeked where I said you should peek, which was the bathroom window, and he killed her.
last operator standing.
I'm just
you
gonna
broke
piss.
something here.
It looks like they had one person either disconnect or they just flat out left. I don't know which one. But let's go forward here, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Here I'm gonna go Amaru. Time to avoid runouts by doing run-ins. What's the word I'm looking for? No. If anything, you're more susceptible to runouts as Amaru and spawn peaks. If you spawn in, you pull out your Gara hook, and you're just looking for a place to get up to, you're completely defenseless. You have nothing that can stop them from killing you at that point. So you're just a sitting duck. Thinking about uh, where you're going to actually repel into would be also a good thing. So setting up your drone so you can actually repel into a place effectively would be nice, instead of just, I'm gonna get in there before they can get out to me. I hope that was just a joke and you aren't actually thinking that. And it's 3v5, so you can do the throw pick, I guess. If you die, it's not going to be a huge difference to your team, but it could.
Second floor, right?
Yeah, watch out for me.
So we know where they are,
Yeah, you
and
got
we
that
lost
one.
our drone. But we know right here what I would do, just to be safe, is I would actually backtrack, go past piano stairs, and go down, and go to wherever we spawn. I don't know where you picked that you were going to spawn, but basically get out of here so that you don't lose your drone. I wouldn't tickle the mute jammer for the
Yeah,
chance
watch
of
out for
more
mute.
information, because we don't need the information. We know where they are. We know who they're going to pick. I guarantee you that Valk and Bandit are the exact same people every single round.
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah.
It could be easy, and it could very well not be
Bomb
easy.
must be located and defused.
But I should also like to point out, there is no outside windows that face this objective. None. Zero. Nada. Bathroom and dorms are near it, but they are not in sight. And both of them are in places that very easily could get you killed. And you can't even Gara hook grapple to anyway, unless you were on level with them on the balconies. You were going for the
Call
cams.
if you need boost.
Go for it.
Throwing flashbang. Drone activated.
And what are we gonna do here? There's a camera to our right that we could shoot at that they probably have not shot out our teammates. And one thing that you should learn to do with Amaru, especially if you want to surprise. Here, I'm gonna put the quotation. What the heck? I'm gonna put the quotations here for you. Why is this so big? There we go. Surprise, those are quotation marks, our enemies, is do it from like right here. Because if you saw, you hooked onto the window and then it broke the barricade off. And now you're launching through. It takes like a full second for you to fully get through, or like, I shouldn't say a full second. It's like 0.5, 0.6 seconds to get through the window. And then you're not incapacitated for another half a second or so. And then you can start firing. But then you also have a vertical grip instead of the angled grip on your on your LMG, so it takes another half a second for you to actually ADS and be fully ready to kill someone. So you're now vulnerable for a solid second and a half to 2 seconds, which is a long time to be vulnerable for, especially since this thing is loud as hell. So instead of yeeting in as far away as you can to get that extra Indiana Jones feel, yeet in right next to this wall, like basically almost right where your feet are. That way you can at least get in there quicker. It'll be less time between when the barricade is broken and when you actually get into the building versus doing it all the way back where you did.
Get clear! Scanning, stay up.
And we're just walking in and
One
killing
op 4
them.
remaining.
Boosting adrenaline.
There's no one left, and we're planting.
Oh, a potato this all. I tried knife.
See what I meant
He's in
by
the bathroom.
there's so much time between you actually. Here, let's actually count. 202, I'm guessing 201 is when you
I
do
tried
it.
knife.
Yep. That was like 3 seconds actually. If you go back, oh, that was way too far.
Tried knife.
1, 2, 3.
He's
That
in
was
the
like-
bathroom. Just sitting.
I thought. Here.
I tried knife.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It took you almost 5 seconds to repel in, get in there, and then to ADS onto her. She has 5 seconds to react to that. That's 5,000 milliseconds to react. Most people's reaction time is between 300 and 400. Worst ones are 500, and the better ones are at 200 to 100. This is like average, is right in here. And you gave them 5,000 milliseconds to react to you. Like, thinking about that, like,
He's
I
in
know
the
that
bathroom.
later on, I saw this earlier, you just said, oh yeah, that is, like, I was just trying to meme there with it, but thinking about that all the time. Yeah, see, there you go, you tried to meme. But it allowed me, I guess, to show to you how long does it take between you grappling in, landing, and being able to fully ADS with a vertical grip on the IQ's LMG, the G8. I mean, he didn't dodge it. If you saw, he was in that corner the entire time. So even if he was on the spot that you're in, you might have killed him with the grapple hook, but I wouldn't have counted on it. And then he killed him. See, and then this is where it gets to be bad because now it's a 1v1. If they're watching cams and they know where IQ is, and they win, and now it's a 4-4 overtime. Granted, you guys will be on defense, so it'd be a lot easier for you guys to pull it off than they will. But you just, I want to say, threw that hardcore. That wasn't your teammates throwing it. Yeah, they fucking killed their teammate, and then he got reverse friendly fire activated and killed him. But like, you have to think about this. You wasted your kill or your death, and now instead of it being a 1v1, it could be a 2v1 just as easily. Like, think about that. The amount of times, I have no idea how often this happens where you guys throw it like this, but this has happened multiple times for me where it's a 1v4, it's a 1v5, and we just throw it. And everyone's blaming everyone else, but you have to start with yourself right here. If you didn't do what you did, you would be alive, and now it's a 1v2 instead of a 1v1. You guys win, but think about this. You won, but you still made a huge mistake. And she made a mistake by almost killing herself.
Op 4 eliminated.
And also, if you look at where she is, if they had a Valk cam on her and she's walking through here, Valk should have killed her. 100% Valk should have killed her. She didn't even fully ADS, IQ didn't, and she killed her. So this is a 4-4 overtime match point was very possible for you guys, and you borderline almost threw it. You did. I'm not saying your team. I'm saying you did. Your team threw us in their own way, but if you die, you messed up and you threw that match. And the only reason why she didn't kill him, she didn't have ammo in her MPX. Now we get the bonus clip, so let's see this and I'll give a conclusion, I guess. Did I hear a breaching charge? Yeah, where is downstairs? I heard it from the outside, so it's probably going to be on the bathroom window or it's going to be on the door here. It can't be on this window here. So, let's see what happens. It's only a few seconds long. 30 seconds. And it was in towers. See, this is the thing. I don't understand why Ash would do that. You're all alone. It's guaranteed you're alone. If she had droned out prior and she knew that you weren't down here, or there's no one down here to help you, she could just walk over to you, melee your shield, and you're dead. Like, I don't understand why people are afraid of Cloud. Unless you're facing Bikini, you're gonna win that gunfight. And you missed your shots. I don't know if this was to show that... Yeah, this was to try and show that you, quote, headshot her, but if we look, 1, 2, your second shot landed right here. If I slow this down even more, which I can, thanks that you actually slowed it down for me. Playback speed. Let's go half since you already slowed it down a shit ton. 1, 2, and then you jumped over. You hit 1 below her. She's walking into this. 1 below her, 1 to the side of her shoulder, and then you jumped over to the other side of her head. And then you just didn't control the recoil when you went up. Like, this again, you just let the recoil go up. You didn't really control it. It looked like you tried to, and then you thought you killed her, and then you stopped controlling it. You did not kill her there. Boom, boom, boom. I could already tell you that you didn't kill her. I didn't even need the slowed down clip. Because if we go back... Yeah. Really easy to tell that you didn't actually kill her. And it looks like what I said earlier about Clash is playing alone and playing without a team. Look at what you were doing. You're trying to hold small tower all alone the second that they drone you out, which, by the way, there is a drone down below. Where was it? There it is. Right here. With someone on it, too. So they were telling Ash where you were, probably. Or they just knew you were in there regardless. So they know where you are. You can't really do anything about it. But you also have the added benefit that you're Clash, so you could just backtrack out of here and you'll survive. But again, like, you're playing Clash in one of the worst spots that you could possibly play her as, in an effective manner, that is, and you're playing her without a teammate or any team whatsoever, because no one's with you. So why would you be playing Clash here? If you're gonna play her with your team. If your team isn't gonna follow you, follow them. That's what I do. I basically try and be their shield so that they don't fucking die, is what I do. But from what I saw, is the only reason you won this last game. Here, if we back clip, the only reason why we won this game was because of our teammates. That's just that. I don't know if you actually give a. When was the last time that you gave me a screenshot of the scoreboard? Way back here. So you're 4-3, which then you play Amaru and you get one more kill. So you went 5-3 this game. Not bad. But those 3 deaths you could have prevented as well, except for the one where it's a 1v4, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was a 1v4 against Monty, Thermite, Hibana, and Twitch. That you really couldn't do anything about. That's just a really shitty situation that you got put into. But I should also note that you were in the middle of nowhere, way off site, doing who knows what, just crouch walking around and not paying attention to what was happening around you. So while that was a shitty situation to be put into, you greatly contributed to being put in that shitty situation. Biggest thing that I would say is use your mic. Honest to God, once you start using your mic, the amount of times that you are gonna win is gonna skyrocket, especially next season since your uncertainty level is gonna be reset because Ubisoft is a Dumbo. Since your uncertainty level will be reset, you're all of a sudden gonna be in what is it? Let's say if you started in 14, I think right now you're 1455 as of this video that I'm seeing it. So let's just call it 1450 to make it easy. 2500 minus 1450 divided by 2, 525 minus 2500. You're going to start at 1975. So I think that would be bronze 1 or 2. I can't remember. But keep that in mind. You're going to start next season. If you ended the season right now where you are, you're going to start in bronze 1 or 2 at 1975 MMR. So that's where you're starting. Keeping in mind that each time you win, you're going to gain anywhere from 120 to 130 MMR on behind the scenes, not what you actually see behind the scenes. Even though you don't see it, you're still gaining and losing. And then once you get out of it, you're going to gain anywhere from 110 to 120 MMR, depending on the games and the likelihood of your winning versus losing and all this other grand stuff for it. But as you climb, if you start just using your mic, then you're going to start climbing so much faster. If you haven't already, I would recommend just playing unranked for the rest of the season and just work on using your mic, making callouts, learning where things are. You called piano right here, dorms, like 3 times, which I think you just don't know where dorms is, because dorms is right down this hallway where this rook is, and it's very, very far away from where this actually is. This is game rooms, and this is laundry right in this side, and on the side here it's bathroom. Like, dorms is far away from where you called out. That will kill people very easily. But just keeping in mind all of that stuff, droning, you actually droned fairly well, but again, you didn't call out anything. You wasted one drone to bandit by throwing it out when you already had a drone in garage to be able to spot him. I'm actually surprised that he didn't destroy your other drone because he had to go past it to get up to where he was next. Reading into your enemies as well, figuring out, okay, what are they running and what can I run to counter that? And their playstyles too. Remember the rook that sat up on the opposite balcony and garage every single time? He did it as rook and he did it as frost. Like, he did it twice in a row. So he's probably going to do that again in another game the exact same way. And until someone punishes him for that, he is going to constantly do that. And going on cams when you're dead too. You did it fairly well when you were on defense, but on attack, you just wanted to watch whatever they were doing. Go and see if there's any drones that are useful, and then tell your teammates no info. That just lets them know that, okay, there's no drones that can help me, and unless I have a drone, I don't have any info. What's some other things that I can point out? You got on cams typically at the beginning of the round, which is good. It can let you know if they're going to rush or not. And if they don't shoot default cams, then you get a free cam outside that's staring at them. Again, why I saw this is you scan someone the Monty and the Thermite on the default cam outside, and you got it destroyed. They weren't going to shoot it probably if you didn't scan on it. If they were going to shoot it, it was going to be a lot longer after you destroy or you scan on it. So again, just talking instead of pinging goes a long way in this game. It makes it so much easier to climb. At that point, if simply talking and making callouts with instead of pinging will make you go from where you are now in copper to silver instantaneously. Like, it's not even a joke. That'll be instantaneous. You're gonna give your teammates more opportunities to get kills and more opportunities for yourself to get kills as well, because cameras will last longer. If your teammates are watching cameras, they're gonna feed you that same information, and now you're getting kills more often. So just thinking about that, thinking about how you set yourself up for each attack and defense more so, because it seems like, again, you're doing the same thing over and over again. The second that they read into what you're doing, you're dead. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. So you have to be more flexible with how you defend and what you're doing. And the Twitch, I don't know why she didn't destroy your Maestro cam. She could have both times, but she just didn't. Again, once you get into higher MMRs, they're gonna start doing that. So you have to be prepared for that. So and if you're frustrated with what's going on now, the second you get up to where you're not supposed to be, like next season, if you start at bronze 2 and you win, let's say 8 out of your 10 placement matches, you'd probably be in high silver to low gold. All of a sudden, people are going to counter you and they're going to kill you, and you're going to be sitting there wondering why your teammates are trash when it's not your teammates, it's just you, and your enemies are better, and they're reading into what you're doing and they're using their utility. That's simply it. So thinking about what you're doing more and considering everything that's happening, again, one thing that you said is that you constantly have games where it's a smurf or it's a thrower or whatever. Well, you had 2 really good teammates on your side. This guy's definitely not a smurf. This guy might be. And then you had 2 levers on the enemy team. One right away at the very first round, which is kind of surprising, I guess. But you still made a lot of mistakes. A lot. Like, I don't want to say you deserve to be in copper, but you're definitely in the lower MMRs from how you've been playing. That is not surprising to me whatsoever. And that's what you should take away from this, is that you are still making mistakes. And if you didn't have these 2 good players, you would have lost. Honest to God, you would have lost. If you had instead this guy on your team and this guy was swapped over with him, you would have lost. Think about that and consider what you could have done to change the outcome of that. Change the outcome so this goes down to 0, and this can either climb higher and from 5 kills, 5 kills that you got at the end. It can either go higher or it can go down. It doesn't really matter. So long as this stays down at 0 and you're winning, you're fine. But yeah, that's about all I got for you.